Hello, and welcome. Silrace here with Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex, first assault online. Sure, they could have really made it even longer name if they really tried. But I made a quick first impression video on this prior to this one, and this is just me wanting to talk a little bit more about some of the things and also talk about a few kinks I have found in the system, which hopefully the developers will take a note of and fix pretty quickly here. First, let's jump into the tutorial. Personally, I found the tutorial to be fairly good. It doesn't drag on too much, so it is kind of nicely made from that point of view. So it's just it's the basics essentially of the game, and you get basically dropped in here right as you load into the game. The big issue is that you cannot go into the options menu from the tutorial. If I hit the S key and I haven't found any key to go into options menu, you cannot change graphic settings, you cannot change sensitivity for your mouse, you cannot change anything. Obviously you can say change mouse sensitivity with those two keys which it shows, right? But you cannot change basically anything while you are in tutorial. You have to come out of the tutorial and then change all the things and then go back and do the tutorial, which is really annoying. Also, the keybinds shown on the screen are not correct. I have since then changed them, but it doesn't take the keys from the keybinds menu. They are just built into the tutorial. That needs to change very quickly, because people want to change certain keys. Even if not all of them like I do, certain ones they want to change to what they are comfortable with. So yeah, that needs to change. Let's go out of the tutorial and talk about the system here itself. So I hopped on through here to a gun, as you can see, and this is a gun customization system. You have various different skins, you have different kinds of scopes and other pieces for the various weaponry. And you can see the statistic changes, range and stability changes when you change various different pieces of the guns. I don't actually know what all of these do yet, but it seems like there are certain ones which are straight up upgrades with no negative like addition to using that thing, which is not really that good for long term for the game, because old players who have put in hours and hours are obviously going to be better than anybody who gets new, but if they also have better weaponry, just straight up better weaponry, then that just compounds the issue, and this is not something I enjoy in games. Now, as this is going to be a free-to-play model, we have to look at the pricing as well before I go and look at the options menu, because people are interested in the pricing. So by default you start with a few different weapons completely unlocked already, including a sniper rifle, which is kind of nice that you have a few guns. And then you, as you can see, there is unlocking. So you basically have this unlock system which goes first it unlocks this gun and then the next gun and so forth. And right now we don't have anything for the other things, as you can see, just the main guns. Hopefully in time enough will be added to have like bigger variety in the game. But that's the basic unlock system. But you have market, and here you can buy guns for quite a bit of money. But annoyingly enough, you can also buy weapon attachments with real money, which I don't think is a good thing for the game, really, because you could like just go and buy the best freaking piece of armor, weaponry or whatever. I don't think they will be having armor customization, but I don't know yet. We do have weapon skins and eventually outfits. There might be something which is not purely cosmetic. I cannot guarantee that. Right now it is empty. So yeah. And then of course you have your different operatives with their different specializations, like Kusanagi has the thermo-optic camouflage, seeker drone, heat sensors and so forth. These guys you have to unlock through other methods as well. Or you can obviously just in market you can just straight up pay money to buy an upgrade, which is, you know, And it actually says that you can get free operative licenses at level 3 and level 5. That's obviously your account level, which is shown at the bottom right there. I have played 2 rounds, and that's how much XP I have gained. This is without XP boosters or anything of the sort. So anyway. Now, let us go into the lobby and let us talk about options menu and some of the bugbears I have with the game. Firstly, let's go through other things and then go to controls. So, graphics options, there is no windowed full screen, there is just windowed and full screen, and also you cannot really play this thing in 4K yet. This is the biggest resolution available, everything else is essentially smaller, but at least there is a multiple older school like resolution options present, which is kind of nice, I guess. You have vertical sync, and this is all you have available. Obviously you have presets if you so desire. Texture filtering is kind of funky, it is either 0 or it is 4. That was a little weird to me, but anyway. In the game options we have a KDR display for off and on, and even how you wanna share it, you know? That is kind of interesting. So far these two things I cannot seem to be able to change. So maybe they are not in or they are out, and I wanna really know what left-hand mode does. Does it just make it so that your mouse is left-handed? I have no clue, but it cannot be played around with yet. This here, however, makes me really hopeful, because right now the game is entirely spoken in English, and I have watched Ghost in the Shell and all the other animes with Japanese, well, you know, speaking. So, hearing Motoko speaking in English was a little disorienting at first. I am hoping that eventually we get to... the developers will have us, you know, Japanese voices for all these characters. That would be fantastic. I would be all over that. Please do that if your budget can hold it. Also, on sound side of things, you have obviously your outputs and whatnot. BGM, I was laughing at this acronym. Why didn't you just, you know, write music or background music or something, you know, like actually write the whole word out instead of just BGM. Anyway, one thing missing from here is voices. Please give us slider which is voice level for the various characters in the game, because that would be helpful. It would be nicer to hear if somebody is actually throwing grenades so that you can hear that audio playing. But let us go to some of the bugbears with the game, which is in the controls menu, which is some of the annoyances. Firstly, when you are rebinding keys, if you already have that key rebound, let's say I wanna rebind numpad 6, because it's already rebound, it will just give me a warning that it is already being rebound. So, or rather, it's already bound to something. This needs to change. You need to give us an option to still rebind that key, or what have you, however way you want to go about it. Just not give me an a message that okay, this key has been already bound. So firstly I have to look where is it bound and where I can bind it, and then I can come and change the key I am already binding. That is really annoying. Probably doesn't hurt anybody who's just okay, I only play with default keys ever. But for people like myself who rebind everything, or people who want to bind certain keys in certain ways, this is going to be an issue. Interestingly enough, you have mouse sensitivity, changes right in the bindings menu. You can bind these, and same with acceleration. This is not something I usually see, so I'm happy to see that it's here. I'm very happy to see. And also different sensitivity for aiming down sights and for hip fire. That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. At least folks know what they're doing. Annoyingly enough though, there is toggle or press and hold for crouch, but not for sprint, not for walk, and there is actually a reason to walk in the game. Please add toggle menu for sprint and walk in addition, because those should be in there, in all honesty. And this is really annoying. Use skill cannot be rebound at all. This needs to be fixed very quickly. Because, like I said, I rebind all the keys. I am not using Q, I just used an external, mouse program to my mouse controller so I could rebind this to a thumb mouse button for now. But the fact that I cannot rebind this key at all is bad. The same thing is also with the weapon loadout. You cannot rebind these keys. At least they are in a bit more accessible location than Q is for me, but it is still really annoying. These need to be rebindable eventually. So yeah, that's basically it. In all honesty, I don't think there is too much wrong with the options and whatnot in the game at the moment. There are some kinks, like I said, some of these bindable keys, some of the fact that in the graphics options, for example, this thing having 0 and 4 as only options is kind of weird, and the fact that you cannot go 4K monitors or anything of the sort, those are a little bit annoying. But the game seems to run very well so far and whatnot. Oh well, oh well, oh well. One thing I'll have to mention though quickly, please get rid of this. Please just take away the throw grenade button and make it so we have to actually, because you have a key for us here of a throwing weapon. Make us change to the throwing weapon and then make us use our mouse to throw the grenade. Instead of just being able to instantly throw the grenade with a press of a button. Because you already have that for melee. Please do it for the grenades as well. That would be fantastic. So overall, I will not really say that this market system is fleshed out. I can't say how much these prices might possibly change once we get to the full release of the game. Once all the equipment, all the outfits are in. Would you actually have to put in money into this game to be competitive? That I cannot obviously say at all yet. However, it is free-to-play game, it's in Steam Early Access. Keep those two things in mind. I would honestly wait until the game is out and then buy your way into it, or just try to get into the beta and see if you like it through that way. That's my recommendation at the moment, but yeah. Obviously, I might make a couple more videos of this. It's Ghost in the Shell after all. I am very big fan of Ghost in the Shell and all of the other works by Masanori Ota. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching and listening and whatnot. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully, well, the developers are listening and watching as well. Hopefully they sort out the various little kinks and annoyances I came across in all of this.